Hello and welcome to Affinity. In the recent beta release of version 1.9, there's been a number of quite interesting features. So this is a run through some of them. I'm going to go through more in another video. So the first one is about hardware and acceleration and how fast your hardware is. The first one is a benchmark. If you go to help and benchmark, it's kind of grayed out. So you have to close your image and then go to it. So help, benchmark, now it's right there, and you can run the benchmark. This will give you some magic numbers, so it is now currently thinking the numbers will turn up where these dashed lines are. And I don't know what it really says with these numbers because I need to compare them with something else. So it would be useful if there were some sort of like, this is a normal one and this is great and that's not so great. I'm hoping these numbers are great because last year I spent a bit more money than I should have. It's like buying a camera, isn't it? So I got a fast machine with you can see a GeForce graphics card. So these numbers should be good, but I need others to compare them to. So anyway, I've got another machine actually, and I have run it on there, and I know that machine is slower, and the numbers are much, much lower. And Affinity still runs not too bad on that. So let's go back and get into pictures. There is also in here, by the way, related to that. So the second point here is edit preferences and go to performance. And that is down here. You've got a new thing here, hardware acceleration. If you've got a graphics card, make sure you check this and it should go faster. Mine certainly goes a lot faster because it's basically making full use of the hardware that you do have. It won't make your hardware go faster, this hardware acceleration. It's not going to go faster if you haven't got the graphics card there, but it will make use of what you've got if it can. So another one is a more practical one, if you like. The speed thing is really, really useful just in terms of what you're doing. Let's just put in a pixel layer here and I'll get a brush. And there's a medium opacity. Okay, so if I want to draw a curve, so I'm trying to draw around the edge of this tree here, going around the top is quite easy. And the reason is because of just human geometry, my wrist rotates in that direction quite nicely. However, to move down here, I've got to slide my hand. It is harder to go that way. So it would be nice if I just, if it's a bit of paper, if I could turn the paper upside down, which artists will often do. So we can do that. We can actually rotate it. And the way you do is you hold down the Alt key and you turn the mouse wheel. And look, it rotates. If you hold down the Control as well, it will spin all the way around, which means you can then paint the other part, but with using your wrist as a natural motion or your elbow. If you want to get back to seeing it again, by the way, this is not rotating the canvas, it is simply rotating the view. Your picture has not changed. So if I go View, Reset Rotation, and it is back to normal there. But even if you didn't and saved it, you'd still have the same picture as before. So just delete that. Okay. Here's another one which is quite handy. If you want to draw a elliptical marquee here, so you want to select something here. If you want to say select these people here, then what I have to do is go in one corner and then sort of drag downwards across them. And it's you very easily get it wrong, and look, I've missed that person there. I can drag this around to locate it, but it's a bit of a pain. So Control D to start again, but now I've got this one up here from center. So I click on that. I can now pick the center. Now when I draw it, it goes outwards from that center. So I've got a bit more control, particularly when there are things where I know where the center is, like doing a circle around from the center of the sun or something like that. Okay, that's that one there. Now the next one is a new blend mode. The divide blend mode is not a very popular one, but it does have its uses. And I'm going to draw just a completely white shape over the top of here, so this is just white. Now if I go to the blend modes for this, if I go down here, I'm going to go down away to that section with difference, exclusion and subtract, but now you've got divide. If I do divide, then it is white, it will become completely transparent. So I fill this here, I click on the fill to change the colour of it, and if I go down here, then I start getting significant tints on it. If I click on things, click on black and it goes completely white. I can just hold the mouse down and go all over the place. But when it gets really useful is up towards the top of this here, in other words the lighter colours. And you're then putting more sort of tints on it. And if you look at the RGB sliders there, they're all near the top. And that's a kind of a clue, because look what happens now. If I pull the red down, what happens? It's getting redder. So it's a way of creating tints. And put the green down, and it's going to get greener. So you can do that. You can also use it to compensate for a colour cast by putting on a layer which is the opposite colour of the cast, I think. Anyway, that's how you use that. And the final one in this set is the Studio presets. Let's just delete this for now. And that is, if you go to View Studio, you've got all these things here which you can show up, and these are all the things like over here and so on. The ticked items are the panels which you get here. But sometimes you want, for doing a particular task, a number of them to be available together. So for example, then what you do is Studio Presets, and you click Add Preset, and then it'll remember it. So a useful one to do is actually say Add Preset here, call it Default, say OK, and that will take you back to the beginning, well, what you've got at the moment. But now I could do something like, say, View Studio, and put on the library, and got macros there, but also then do View Studio and Macro. So you've got macro and library together. So what will be handy, you'd be able to call those up without having to do that twice. And all I do is just go View, Studio Presets, Add Preset. And I'll call this Library and Macros. Okay, so now I can go to View, Studio Presets and go to Default, and it puts them away. And View, Studio Presets and Library and Macros, and it turns them on, brings them both in at the same time, which is very useful if you, say, use a particular set for a particular task and know how to go around switching them on and off. Okay, that's enough for now. More next time. Hope that was interesting, and thank you very much for watching.